This is where Ben & Jerry's ice cream was first made.
This is where Ben & Jerry's ice cream was first made.
This is where capitalism was born.
This is where capitalism comes to die.
This is where hipsters were invented and subsequently deconstructed by Neil Young.
Things have changed, but look at this.
Have you heard of groovy fashion? You can make your own.
Yeah, and this early textile art is an example of merchandise, peak merchandise, one could argue. And a good question to ask is, when does an artifact become merch, and when does merch become an artifact? There's not really one answer here, but it's a good question to ask nonetheless. Maybe a recreation of a complimentary ticket. Hold one of those under your tongue for a few minutes, see what happens. You are watching Peak Merch. What type of merch do you think Wavy Gravy collects? It's the real question.
Now in this Instagram kind of world, we've pasted over the nipples, and they pasted over this thing with a piece of paper to make it family friendly.
Thank you.
Censorship.
You had to put on your glasses to see that, but I'm so glad you did. What's really going on here? And sometimes you see the evocative original artwork of one of the most famous music festivals of all time and say to yourself, this will be available as a magnet in the gift shop, or possibly a keychain. We'll definitely take a look. Looking for that Aquarian Exposition merch. Will we find it? We'll find out. Some more vintage merch from the festival. This tee. I don't know how well the screen printing job has held up over time, but it's obviously not really about that. And this jacket's pretty nifty too. So yeah, there you go. Peak merch from the Aquarian Exposition, documented here on film. I'll tell you this, if they were selling food for love nowadays, it would cost a lot more than 30 cents. It's like the late Sixto Rodriguez told me, free love is too expensive. And I'm here with Dan Soto, asking him point blank, what's the over-under on there being Volkswagen Bug merchandise in the gift shop? Let's place our bets now.
Listen, unless somebody abandoned that Bug merchandise, it ain't really Woodstock, because this is one of the more abandoned cars of the festival.
Right.
There were plenty more, but you know, you could see, like, at a certain point, there was just no getting out of there.
Do you agree with the central conceit of this placard that it was a free concert? Because it became a free concert after the Up Against the Wall MFers tore down the barriers.
Some would say a lot of soldiers died so that those hippies could have a free concert. So, I don't know. Free for who?
Freedom isn't free.
You said it.
Yeah, talk about bizarre. You don't need the brown acid to have a bad trip at the Woodstock gift shop. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about money, baby. Money, 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 money. Money!
And as we are wont to do, we've arrived here at the Bethel Woods gift shop, where the people who are scaling the scaffolding to deliver children and take in the entertainment are forever immortalized in a framed portrait that you can purchase, likely for hundreds of dollars. So the full Ouroboros of capitalism is in full effect, and there's a lot to think about. We'll see what else we can find. And we'd be hard-pressed not to talk about how the gentleman letting us into the museum spoke about how you wouldn't be gouged when you attended the festival here, but here in the gift shop, that's clearly not the case, as a friend of the channel, Dan, can attest. Dan, what did you find?
Well, I have here Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu, classic album.
Yeah. Mentioning Woodstock.
This is, this is a CD here. Cost here is $45.95.
You know, we don't normally share prices here on Peak Merch, but that seems kind of outrageous and maybe not in line with the utopian vision.
Here's Joe Cocker, the live set from Woodstock. This is a little less at $35.95, so
God,
getting a real deal here. And here we have Woodstock 2, the second soundtrack release from the film. This is 2 CDs, but it's $44.95 as well. So it's there doesn't seem to be too much rhyme or reason here to the pricing, but these CDs are all available in better forms elsewhere. So that's what I have to say about that.
And for the people who really know the deal, Yasker's Farm, immortalized forever on caps. Max Yasker, long gone. The farm he once owned, still intact in trucker form, and they got it on a Scully there as well. Lots of Yasker, Bethel Woods merch. I don't know who's buying it, but it's there. Lots more Bethel Woods. And we have found the t-shirt wall. Lots of classic logos here. Tie-dyes that we want to do. Let people know you support peace and love for at least $30. Let's see what else we can find. The liquid blue tie-dyes are here in full effect. There's your buddy Jimmy. A few of this stuff does seem exclusive to the property. Maybe these nice Woodstock logo tees. Bit more of a subtle way to let people know you attended the museum. But yeah, they're here. The hats are kind of nice with the classic logo. Not bad. Not bad. I like the blue and the yellow. Want a decent amount. Pretty good. This vintage style tee. Obviously not vintage, but I also don't think the logo had the year on it like that. But hey, here we are, right? White Lake, New York, 1969. The day that it all fell apart. Oh no, that was Altamont, but hey, these things work in cycles, so here we are. Like I said, I think of everything here, you know, the hats aren't bad, but also, mid, as the youth would say, firmly mid. And we're here with Dan Soto again with a keen observation about cap integrity. What'd you learn, Dan?
Well, I'm here wearing the Neil Young and Crazy Horse, or just Neil and the Horse hat, which I got at Forest Hills on the tour. And I'm comparing it to this Woodstock hat, and I'm just saying that the Neil hat stands the test of time. It holds the shape of a hat regardless of how you hold it, whereas this Woodstock hat you see is sort of just completely flopping down. Sort of a, look at that. Yeah, it's just, but look at this Neil hat, it just doesn't move.
This is a hat that does not last in the sun.
No.
Which is ironic because that's literally what hats are designed to do.
Not gonna cut it.
And I wonder if when this freewheeling young couple went for a swim together, they knew that one day they would be immortalized in a gift shop at a Live Nation venue for a $10 poster. There's some boomer dads in the background saying, hey, that's my dad over there, you know? But yeah, it's a vibe here in the Woodstock gift shop, so here we are. And this would be a good place to get a travel tumbler that fits in accordance with Bethel Woods' restrictive beverage drinkware policy. That's what we call vertical integration in the merchandising business, friends. They know what they're doing here. They ain't simple. And I know a few people who would definitely get that Skull and Roses mug and put their chamomile tea in there.
11 ounces for $16.95. How can you beat that?
11 ounces for $16.95. There's a man who loves capitalism. And look at this VW bus mug. Pretty cool, I guess. Somebody's buying these.
Interesting that it says Cali, though, but here we are in Woodstock, New York.
Yep. Cali, the Woodstock of the West Coast. And credit where credit's due, the enamel pin selection here is actually pretty nice. They got a bit of a variety. Again, very little exclusive to the venue. I see this Bethel Woods Museum store American flag peace pin looks exclusive, but the dead stuff you can get other places. The Woodstock stuff you can get other places. The peace sign American flag looks like Bethel Woods exclusive too. So that's what you got to look for. What are they making for this museum, and what can you get on the internet or in Indonesia for way cheaper? So what are you gonna do? And did I call it or what? There is a magnet of the ticket book. Just saying. That's how these things work. You go through the museum, you see the thing, you say, hey, that's cool, look at that thing. Then you go to the gift shop and you see the merch of the thing, or the thing of the merch. I don't know anymore. I don't really know what's going on here, but it is time to leave. Yeah, not great. Not great. And boys, there's people waiting in line to take their photos in front of this National Registers of Historic Places.
There's actually a really exciting old folks home that's breaking ground here, and we can't wait for it.
Everything here is just as it was in 1969, except it's not free and it's expensive.
And here we are, a marker for where the original stage was, the original site of Woodstock Music and Arts Fair. A lot of old timers reminiscing, a lot of memories. You can see out there, that's the field where it took place itself, and this is a much more pleasant experience than the museum and the Yasker's Cafe, though there are no lattes to be had, or $45 CSNY reissues. There is a bucolic sense of calm, and I prefer this to the infrastructure that's been erected on site. So yeah, lots of memories being traded here. What's your name, man?
You want first and last?
First name's fine.
Okay, Alan Tobin, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I doubt there's anybody that watches your YouTube channel will know me.
I doubt there's anybody who watches my YouTube channel.
We're just talking to Alan. Alan was at Woodstock.
I was here.
It's pretty cool. And now,
Do you remember anything?
I remember everything.
Okay. Go
I
on.
was 17 years old. It was in between my junior and senior year of high school. And I had actually bought tickets. Myself and 3 friends bought tickets, right? 2 of my friends dropped out. So just 2 of us came here. And this is from Eastchester, Westchester, New York. So like about 3 hours from here. And, so I'm riding in my mom's Rambler, which is about the most uncool car you can have for a high school kid. So we got a little bit closer, probably a couple miles out. This was on Saturday, by the way. I never came for Friday. And I said to my friend, I said, hey, I'm going to just walk in and just, I'll see you at the entrance there. I had no idea how many people, and like you see in the pictures, people jumping on the hoods and everything like that. The traffic had stopped. I get out of the car, I walked in. I totally forgot about my friend, my mom's car, the whole thing, right? So this was, Saturday afternoon. From Saturday afternoon all through Saturday night, I was walking around listening to the most amazing music, The Who, Janis Joplin, Sly and the Family Stone. I wasn't doing any drugs at all at that time. It's pretty naive. No, seriously, pretty naive high school kid. He's winking. He doesn't believe me. So Sunday morning, after listening to all this music all through the night, I'm walking around, and I came up close to the stage, and I said, holy shit, there's my car. There's my mom's Rambler.
It got closer?
He had driven in, and he had managed to get, fairly close to the stage. And I had totally forgotten about it. And when you think about it, what are the odds of me actually finding him in this crowd, I would have been hitchhiking home, and he would have been driving my mom's car home. And I didn't realize that till after. I thought, what are the crazy odds of me finding this guy in this whole, thousands and thousands of people. So I stayed here, all day Saturday, all day Sunday night. I did not sleep a wink. I was not doing any speed, did not sleep a wink. I don't remember the concerts from Sunday night because I was kind of like just flying. I do remember Hendrix closing out the show. And at that point, almost everybody had left. And that's, when I look around here, it seems so much bigger, in my 17-year-old memory,
Right.
But it looked like a war zone. Sleeping bags, clothing, just scattered all around, little campfires. I mean, this is when he played like in the early morning. So, after bands playing all night. And then I got home, I slept for like 24 hours, And my mom said, how did this car get so full of mud and everything else, I remember the rain.
How'd this baby get in here?
Yeah.
What you doing, Dan?
I'm just writing a message to leave on this sort of Woodstock rock tree memorial.
Look at the rabbit, man.
I also found something interesting.
What'd you find?
Can you see this? This is some kind of a melting figure. It appears to have a Bowser head from Mario with a black candle dripping over it. And a quarter with some holes in it, probably used to be strung on a necklace. This also has some, like a buffalo nickel in it, which is kind of cool. And some kind of lacquered quarter over there.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
And the real question, who in the heck is Chiz? And we're actually here for the Outlaw Music Festival today. Willie's headlining, Bob's support, and Robert Plant with Alison Krauss are backing up as well. So you got a lot of Dylan merch. You've got some Willie shirts as well. More Willie, and that's the shirt for the whole festival. That's the Outlaw shirt. Everything's fine. I don't love it. So probably not gonna get anything today, but it's here. And I mean, there's some charm to the Bob Dylan bucket hat, can we say? There's some charm to the Bob Dylan bucket hat. Peak Merch Travel Companion, can we get some final thoughts on the Bethel Woods Woodstock Museum and Gift Shop from you?
A lot of thoughts racing, but I guess it's strange even for me, having not been alive at this time, to see things that didn't exist posed as nostalgic artifacts being sold back to me as something that I missed, that I can commemorate. So, I don't know, I think that mound where the grass is permanently ruined from where the stage was says it all.
What does that say to you?
I guess, you know, it's cool that they have turned this into an arts institution for culture and music and festivals and for cool places for people to see bands, but they should just own it as that, and that can be enough, you know? We don't have to do this.
So you're saying less merch?
Well, maybe more merch that's like merch about the place as it is now, what it's done since Woodstock, which is a lot.
You're here. And this is forever commemorating Peak Merch's trip to the Bethel Woods Art Center. Art by dear friend of the channel, Daniel Lawrence Soto. We really appreciate you coming with us today. It's a scorcher. Capitalism is in full effect. People want their bumper stickers.
Peace, love, and money, baby.
Peace, love, and money. That's right. We're just here for Willie. And Bob, obviously. And Robert.
Plant.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. This is Peak Merch, and we will see you real soon.